Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of July 7th through the 13th. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. For this week, I am using this kit called Beach Gnomes from City Life Farm Girl, or previously Minivan Dreams. And it has these cute little gnomes, so I'm super excited to be using this, and I think it should be a really fun setup to be able to use, and hopefully it turns out cute. I guess we'll see how this goes. So this is the kit. I do have a few extras I need to pull in. I do have date covers and bottom washi with this, but the predominant thing I'm going to pull in right now is I do have these two items from kit 72 from Avalon and 9th. These are kind of leftovers since I've already used some bits of this, but this was a set of date covers that was beachy themed, and it does have the correct dates, and I think the colors go pretty well. So I'm going to use these date dots. And then I did also have the glitter headers to go along with it. So I think my plan, I think I'm gonna skip this color, because I think that one is the one that throws me off the most. So I think I'm gonna use these three, and I might do scattering. I think that could be fun for this week. So I think I'm going to scatter the headers, and then that means I scatter the full boxes as well. We're going to see how that goes. Anyway, I did also pull in some other leftovers from Britannia and Nicole, whose shop has been gone for like forever. And then a few pieces from Chasing Chels from the Riverdale kit, because the colors go really well. So we'll use those when we get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to set up all the kind of like basics for the setup, and then we'll come back and do the interesting bits. All right, here is where we are at so far with the setup. I think it's looking pretty cute. So for this particular setup, I have 7 of these boxes and also 7 of these boxes, which is a lot. But I need to use one of this kind of box for my full box over here. And so I think what I want to use is maybe this surfboard one. Yeah, because I think I want to use a yellow one so that I can alternate yellow background and tan background a little bit. Yeah, okay. So first off, I have tons of Scrippy scraps because the way this one cuts, and I am cutting things by hand. All right, there we go. Put this in here. And then I'm just gonna give it like a little deco. To give it like a little extra pizzazz since it's mostly empty. There we go. That looks kind of cute. All right, and then I have 3 here that are yellow. So I'm going to use those on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So first off is this one, which is the one that I'm going to use on Thursday. And I'm following the pink boxes. Oh no, this printed too large. Everything is slightly too wide and slightly too tall. All right, well, it's annoying that this happened without me noticing ahead of time, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna manually fix it to get to where I think it should be, pretty much. Still a hair too tall. I'm just trimming kind of based off of my gut, and all of it is freehand. So definitely not the most beautiful way to get there, but it's good enough. All right, that looks cute though. So I'm gonna have to do that with all of these, which is super annoying, but it is what it is. All right. So this one is also slightly too wide. I think I'm gonna cut off the edge of the surfboard rather than cutting off the edge of her hat to get to the right width. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm gonna trim a little off the top. And then let's see if this fits. Still too tall. The tops are gonna be the trickiest ones because those are like a little small to begin with. Because I kind of guessed where the header should go, and that might not be perfect. So I might have to trim those a little extra. We're gonna make it work. And then this is gonna be, I think, the last one that needs to go of the yellows. So this is gonna go at the bottom, which is a little extra large. So this is gonna be kind of the opposite approach. So I trim a little off the edge. All right, that's pretty close on the width. And then on the height, maybe this much. Let's see if this fits. Yeah, okay, that looks cute. I actually like how that one turned out the best, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna put these two together and these two together because they seem more similar, as it were, even though they're not exactly the same. But I think it's gonna be fine. Luckily, most of this deco is not very well centered to begin with. So we're just kind of going by vibes anyway. So it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. And then this side, we're gonna trim off maybe like this much. So this is a risk because I just printed it and just trusted that 100% would be the right size. Apparently that was not the right answer in this particular case. Apparently I should have printed it at slightly less than 100%. But most sticker kits that you print, when you do 100%, it turns out fine. So I'm not really sure what happened with this one, but it is what it is. I'm getting rid of the general scrippy scraps first so that I can actually like measure roughly how large this should be. I feel like everything that was roughly centered is now not, but that's fine. I don't mind. All right, that looks pretty good. Get rid of these scrippy scraps. I just have kind of like a stack going next to me that'll have to go away for everything that didn't stick well over here. All right, let's see. Let's add some more things to that scrippy scrap stash to try to minimize how much I get stuck to later. It might just all get stuck to me right now though, we'll see. Hazard of doing this, I guess. I think I'm gonna put this one on Wednesday. Why not? I think I'm actually gonna cut off the other side so that it's like going towards the inside. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it looks better this way, so this is what we're gonna go with. I could technically cut a little off of each side, I realize that, but I'm not going to because that's too much work. cut maybe to here. These definitely end up the shortest up here at the top, just by how the boxes go together. That's not totally straight or totally centered, but I don't think it's super noticeable once everything is in place. So I'm just gonna leave it as is and not try to fix anything, and I'm not gonna try to reprint all of this. And then this one goes on Friday. So this one gets to be a little extra tall because this is another one here at the bottom. And these bottom boxes have a little extra space in them. Cutting these straight is very challenging because none of these are straight to begin with. All right. I think that turned out pretty cute. I will deal with these boxes and filling them in sporadically during the week at some point in the future. I'm not going to try to do that now. Looking over here at the sidebar, I don't have a lot of sidebar stuff that I pulled out, but I did get a couple of things. So I do have one habit tracker here. I'm gonna leave some, like a little bit of space there. I do have a habit tracker. I don't think I have anything appropriate. I could use a little mail icon. This is gonna be for socials, so that's close enough. And then I could put one of these down for meals. That doesn't seem worth it. I'm just gonna stick this down. It has 7 spaces, so that's gonna be for my meals. So now this page is done, so that's great, and that can I can get rid of that one. And then I do have this space down here, which I'm just gonna fill in with more of this like doodly deco. This down here at the bottom of the page. Some of these are a little hard to peel up because cutting them was kind of challenging, but we're gonna make it work. There we go. So that used up the deco, so that's also great. All right, moving on to the daily tasks. I do have 5 of these boxes, so that makes sense to use for work. They do all need to be trimmed because I'm guessing these are also too wide. So if anyone's curious, a space should be 1.5 wide. Oh, these are actually 1.5 wide. Interesting. Okay. So I am going to try one and see if it'll just fit and I don't have to worry about it. Slightly too wide. It's like 1.55 or something like that. But we're just gonna make it work, and I'm just gonna try to set most of them slightly on the outside edge. There we go. So I can just use this to mark work each of the days, and then I don't have to find something else that works. So stick this one down here, and then I'll deal with the last 2 when we turn the page over. Probably these boxes, at least some of them, will be filled with those other kind of boxes. Other plan for Monday, I do have a plan with me going up. I do have like this little guy, but I think I'm gonna use the little things. I feel like that could be fun. So I'm gonna use this one. These are from Britannia Nicole. Her shop's been closed for quite a while, but yeah. July 8th, I've got nothing. The 9th, I've got nothing. Moving on to the second half of the week. I'm gonna pull out these last 2. This one getting the edges is kind of rough because of how it pulled up. All right, there we go. And then Thursday, I have nothing scheduled. Friday is my other video going up. This is going to be probably my August Aura Estelle daily planner setup. Wow, crazy, we're already there, but that's probably it. So you'll see that before you see this, so you'll know what it is. And then the weekend, I don't have anything scheduled right now. I'm not sure what it's going to be. So I do have these 6 full boxes that I can use kind of like checklists or something. And then I do have these icons and little things and a couple other things left here on these pages as well. But I think this is where we're going to leave off at the pre-planning. So stick around for just a second to see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I think it turned out super cute, fun, summery. I really love it. It was nice to scatter these kind of like full boxes that have space. I just used them as checklists during the week to fill in a few things that I needed to remember. So I think that turned out pretty well. I did use a good amount of stuff, obviously. So first off, I did finish everything in this City Girl Farm Life kit. You can see I cut a couple of these boxes. I trimmed all the boxes down to be small enough to fit, and I cut a couple a little too deep. But anyway, that page can go away. I also have a few date dots, some of which are now random numbers, but we'll see how that goes. Still available, and 1 set of glitter headers here, so I'm going to throw those in my leftovers, which need to be cleaned out desperately. I also have a little bit of stuff here. I honestly forgot that those things existed. Well, it's fine. But a couple of little things and a couple of stickers here from Britannia Nicole. I'll probably throw those in my leftovers and put them into my leftover sticker book because there's so few of them left. And then the same thing with these few icons left from Chasing Chels because there's so little left there as well. But again, got to actually do the clean out eventually. But I do think that this kit turned out super cute and fun. As a reminder, the habit tracker, the icon, the weekly box, those all came from Chasing Chels. All the rest of the stuff on the sidebar was from the kit. The date dots and all the glitter headers were those Avalon and Ninth ones. All the little things are Britannia Nicole. The rest of these icons are all also from Chasing Chels. And that's really all I pulled in. I didn't pull in any other miscellaneous leftovers or anything else from my stash, just the stuff from those couple of sheets. So I think that's all I have for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me a watermelon emoji. Why not? That sounds cute and summery. I would just like to hear from you as well. And then also follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. I show in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I include them as part of my alt text on Blue Sky along with actual description alt text. I also show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.